Welcome back, everyone, to another Patriots 2024 offseason video. Today, we're going to be breaking down the signings of Sione TakiTaki from the Cleveland Browns, as well as the re-signing of linebacker Christian Elliss. So let's get right into it. So starting off with the Patriots' addition of Sione TakiTaki on a 2-year, $6.5 million deal. 3.1 of that $6.5 million is in guaranteed money. And I see this signing as kind of that Mack Wilson replacement for the Patriots for this upcoming season. Sione is a very similar linebacker in terms of body structure, as well as just kind of play style to what Mack Wilson was for the Patriots last season. And hopefully he's going to be able to fit in well with this defense. Mack Wilson really came on last year towards the end of the season when given more reps and played very well. So Sione is kind of going to be able to replace that production. It's going to be another versatile piece for the Patriots. And really, this is a position that the Patriots are kind of lacking in right now, specifically that being a more so coverage linebacker. And I would say that Sione TakiTaki is probably even a better coverage linebacker than Mack Wilson was. Mack Wilson really developed in the run defense as well as becoming a pretty solid pass rusher here in New England. But his original role was supposed to be that kind of coverage linebacker for the Patriots. And while he wasn't bad at all in that role, I wouldn't say that he lived up to expectations in that role. But hopefully Sione TakiTaki will kind of be what Mack Wilson was supposed to be for this Patriots defense. No disrespect to Mack Wilson because he really developed in other areas and became a pretty key contributor for the Patriots defense last season. But Sione TakiTaki is really going to be able to be that coverage linebacker that the Patriots have kind of been missing for numerous seasons at this point. It's certainly going to help out this defense. I know they kind of like to put their safeties kind of in that hybrid role of guarding tight ends instead of kind of having their linebackers kind of use that as their coverage ability. I'm sure they're going to see a lot of coverage snaps from Marte Mapu this upcoming season, as well as obviously Kyle Duggar. He's been doing that for numerous seasons now. And really, those box safeties usually end up covering a lot of the tight ends or even some of the slot receivers, but it just brings some more versatility from your defense if Sione TakiTaki is able to kind of be a coverage linebacker. You could put him in numerous roles. You could have him as a late blitzer off the edge, as well as if he's able to really guard tight ends. You can certainly put him on the edge in terms of run blocking and still have that threat of him dropping back into coverage and even potentially making some plays from there. So looking at his 2023 season here, came up with 50 total tackles. He got himself a sack, 1 QB hit, 7 hurries, 24 defensive stops, a batted ball, did not force any fumbles. But he did have an overall defensive grade of 70.7, which was the highest of his career. So this was sort of a career season for him to this point. Had a run defense grade of 68.2, a tackling grade of 58.1, a pass rush grade of 54.3, as well as a coverage grade of 70.3. And that coverage grade from a linebacker's standpoint is a very, very good rating. And kind of taking a look where he took most of his snaps, he took 72 snaps on the D-line. I would assume that would be as an edge rusher in that Cleveland Brown defense. Took 48 slot snaps, but certainly played the majority of his snaps in the box. He had 374 box snaps, and that's really where I see the Patriots kind of using him more so, that coverage linebacker role and potentially a late blitzer, as well as just kind of having them there for run defense. He's going to be joining a linebacker core of Jelani Tavai, Jawan Bentley, Raekwon McMillan, and even Christian Elliss. I doubt that Christian Elliss is really going to see the field a lot on defense, so I see this more so kind of being a 4-man rotation in terms of the linebacking spot, and I think Sione TakiTaki probably would start if the Patriots were playing a 4-3 defense, but they usually do not do that. So he'll probably kind of be that depth piece, that rotation piece for the Patriots alongside Raekwon McMillan. Might be brought in on later downs to use that kind of pass coverage, but he did show signs of really being a solid run defender as well. So he certainly could just be playing all over the field and not really have a specific down in which he does play for the Patriots. But taking a look at his other seasons here, I pinpointed his 2022 season as well as his 2020 season. Those were seasons where he played the majority of his snaps outside of last season for Cleveland. So he had a defensive grade of 66.5, a run defense grade of 65, a tackling grade of 66.8, a pass rush grade of 69.5, and a coverage grade of 64.3 in 2022. And in 2020, he had a defensive grade of 67.5, a really good run defense grade of 89.3. With that being said, his snaps were down more so in 2020. He still got a solid amount of snaps, but take that with what it is. Didn't play the amount of snap totals that he did for 2022 or 2023. A tackling grade of 61.7, a pass rush grade of 64.3, and a coverage grade of 44.4. So as you can see, he's just gotten better and better in coverage since he's been in the league, and that's certainly a trait that the Patriots, I'm sure, highlighted in their targeting him in free agency. I believe he was a day one acquisition from the Cleveland Browns, especially after Mack Wilson left. So he was a kind of high-profile free agent that the Patriots really wanted to target, and it's in a specific need for the Patriots. And taking a look at his career totals, through 5 seasons, 175 tackles, or 178 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 QB hits, 15 hurries, 93 defensive stops, a batted ball, a forced fumble, and only a missed tackle percentage of around 10%. So Sione TakiTaki really has been a very productive player in this league, and the Patriots certainly hope that he continues this with New England for the upcoming seasons. So moving on to Christian Elliss here, the Patriots were able to sign him to a league minimum contract, a 1-year, $985,000 contract. And I really see him as kind of playing that role that he did play for the Patriots last season after he was brought in from Philadelphia as kind of that core special teamer. And I really don't see him playing much defensive snaps, especially with the linebacking group the Patriots have in front of him. So hopefully he's just going to be able to make his way onto this roster through a special team spot. Taking a look at some of his special team numbers here, he had 6 tackles, only 3 missed tackles for a 33% missed tackle rate on special teams. It's not that bad at all. He had a special team grade of 63.6. And really where you saw him play, he was kind of all over the field in terms of special team snaps. Had 74 kick coverage snaps, 79 kick return snaps, 67 punt coverage snaps, 59 punt return snaps, as well as lining up to block field goals and extra points for a total of 46 times. So he's really just going to be that kind of special teamer, really work his way around the field, whether he's going to be a gunner or more so a box special teamer. Hopefully he's just going to be able to carve himself a role in that spot. And there's a good chance that he probably doesn't make this roster because the Patriots do have a lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not sure if they're really going to value core special teamers like Belichick did in terms of signing guys like Justin Bethel as well as guys like Chris Broad. Obviously, they were both cut, as well as I don't see Cody Davis for really making this roster once again. But if the Patriots do have a core special teamer, I think that Christian Elliss might be that guy due to his age. He is rather young, as well as just having a little bit of familiarity with this team. And the Patriots did kind of make him not a high target in free agency, but they did re-sign him pretty quickly. So clearly they like him in the building. So if he's able to carve himself out a role here on this special teams unit, he certainly could be making this 53-man roster. All right, everyone. Those were the moves that the Patriots made at the linebacker position here for the 2024 offseason so far. Sione TakiTaki coming in from the Browns, as well as re-signing linebacker Christian Elliss. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated.